Today we are covering CompTIA A+ 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, Linda wants to reduce the number of monitors, keyboards and mice required to control mouse to control the multiple servers she manages in the data center. Which of the following devices should she install to allow a single keyboard or mouse to control multiple systems? Option A, USB splitter. Option B, PS2 splitter. Option C, KVM. Option D, video mirroring device. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are troubleshooting an older wireless network that is running wireless G 802.11G. This network appears to have a lot of collisions and interference. You look up the configuration on two of the three access points in the areas and see they are using channel 1 and channel 11. To prevent interference and ensure non-overlapping of the channels, what channel should the third access point utilize? Option A, channel 8. Option B, channel 7. Option C, channel 5. Option D, channel 6. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, what type of cable is most commonly used to terminate a serial connection to a modem? Option A, RJ45. Option B, DB9. Option C, LC. Option D, RJ11. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you have connected your laptop to the network using Cat5e cable but received an IP address of this and cannot connect to www.training.com. What is most likely the cause of this issue? Option A, poisoned ARP cache. Option B, DHCP failure. Option C, failed DNS resolution. Option D, duplicate IP address. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following wireless standards should you implement if the existing wireless network only allows for 3 non-overlapping channels and you need additional non-overlapping channels to prevent interference with neighboring businesses in your office building? Option A, 802.11b. Option B, 11G. Option C, 802.1Q. Option D, 802.11 AC. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, which of the following types of memory release on temporary storage space on the hard drive that is used when there is insufficient physical memory available to perform a given task? Option A, virtual memory. Option B, VRAM. Option C, ECC. Option D, SODIMM. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a client states that their computer is experiencing slow performance when reading or writing to the hard drive. You have already verified that it is not a system software performance issue and the system is not overheating. Which of the following would be the best action to take in attempting to fix this problem? Option A, back up the hard drive. Option B, upgrade the memory of the system. Option C, clean the cooling fans of the system. Option D, run the disk repair tool. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, your company has two office buildings which are connected via a copper network cable that is buried underground. There is some construction being performed near the buildings. Now the second building discovers they have suffered a network outage that doesn't appear to be temporary. What is the most likely cause of this outage? Option A. Electromagnetic interference on the cable. Option B. Crosstalk on the cable. Option C. Signal attenuation on the cable. Option D. An open circuit has been created. Correct answer is option D. We are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, what type of connector is most commonly used to terminate a copper twisted pair Ethernet cable? Option A, ST. Option B, DB9. Option C, F-type. Option D, RJ45. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, Training has just installed a new hub control system to control the lights, HVAC and power to the devices in their studio. The new hub control system relies on Zigbee for wireless communication and networking between the different devices. Which of the following types of networked hosts best describes what was installed? Option A. Internet of Things. Option B. Supervisory control and data acquisition. Option C. DHCP server. Option D. syslog server. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a client's PC was not able to power on. You are troubleshooting the issue by ensuring that the power cable is connected firmly to both the PC and the wall outlet. You took the PC to your workbench to diagnose it. You tried powering on the PC at the workbench, but it did not work. You decided to test the power supply unit and ensure it was selected for 110 volts. You connected it to a power supply tester and verified the power supply is working properly. What is the next step in troubleshooting you should perform? Option A. Replace the power supply. Option B. Pull the CMOS battery out and wait 5 minutes and try again. Option C. Replace the memory. Option D. Check the power connection to the motherboard. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, what is the first step of the CompTIA troubleshooting methodology? Option A. Establish a theory of portable cause. Question the obvious. Option B. Test the theory to determine the cause. Option C. Identify the problem. Option D. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, Jay is complaining that the speed at which the cursor moves across his laptop's screen when using his trackpad makes it difficult to properly control. Which setting could be used to slow down the cursor in Windows 10? Now see the options, option A, B, C and D. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are working for a logistics company that needs to get a device that will automatically enter information about a package when it is read using light and a lens. Which of the following devices should you install to best support this requirement? Option A. Digitizer. Option B. Touchscreen. Option C. Barcode reader. Option D. Webcam. Correct answer is option C. Next question is training wants to install a new accounting system and considering moving to a cloud based solution to reduce cost, reduce the information technology overhead costs, improve reliability, and improve availability. Your Chief Information Officer is supportive of this move since it will be more fiscally responsible. Still, the Chief Risk Officer is concerned with hosting all of the company's confidential financial data in a cloud provider's network that might be shared with other companies. Since the Chief Information Officer is determined to move to the cloud, what type of cloud based solution would you recommend to account for the Chief Risk Officer's concerns? Option A, PaaS in a hybrid cloud. Option B, SaaS in a private cloud. Option C, SaaS in a public cloud. Option D, PaaS in a community cloud. Correct answer is option B. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is Training's file server is using a RAID 5 with 4 disk drives as its data store. One of the drives in the array has just failed. The RAID 5 is still operating and no data loss has been experienced. But the array is no longer providing any resiliency or redundancy. Which of the following actions should you take to restore this drive to normal operations? Option A. Replace the failed disk and perform a system restore. Option B. Replace the failed disk and rebuild the array. Option C. Remove the failed disk and perform a system restore. Option D. Remove the failed disk and rebuild the array. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following types of network switches allows an administrator to configure advanced networking and security features? Option A. PoE switch. Option B. Managed switch. Option C. Unmanaged switch. Option D. Hub. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following requires the use of a physical printer to print a document? Option A. Print to PDF. Option B. Print to image. Option C. Print to network. Option D. Print to XPS. Correct answer is option C. Next question is Rick, a computer technician, was contacted by a customer who wants to reduce his office computer's footprint to save space. Which of the following cases is the smallest form factor? Option A ATX, Option B ITX, Option C MATX, Option D MITX. Correct answer is option D. Next question is you just printed a new sign for your office using thick cardstock paper with your network printer. Unfortunately, when you pick up the cardstock from the laser printer's output tray, the printed image smears across the paper. Attempting to troubleshoot this problem, you decide to print another sign using regular printer paper and determine that the image does not smear when touched on the regular printer paper. Which of the following would be the next step to perform in your troubleshooting efforts? Option A. Increase the temperature of the fusor element. Option B. Change the feed rate of the paper. Option C. Clean the printer's transfer roller. Option D. Replace the toner cartridge in the printer. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, which of the following ports should you unblock at the firewall if your workstation cannot access training.com but can access the website by its IP address? Option A 80, Option B 67, Option C 53, Option D 443. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, a client is attempting to power on their computer but it keeps booting to the incorrect hard drive. Which of the following actions should you perform to attempt to fix this problem? Option A. Press F8 repeatedly during the boot process to enter the boot menu. Option B. Configure the boot order within Windows. Option C. Reconfigure the boot order within the BIOS UEFI. Option D. Unplug any external hard disks. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, a computer technician is trying to set up a shared printer on the corporate network. The users must send print jobs directly to the printer and the printer will be used by multiple operating systems including Windows, Mac OS and Linux. Which of the following should the technician configure to meet these requirements best? Option A. Bonjo. Option B. TCP IP print server. Option C. Virtual printer. Option D. AirPrint. Correct answer is option B. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, while working as a technician, you are trying to help a customer whose PC cannot boot up. When the computer is turned on, an error stating bootable device is not found appears on the screen. What should you attempt first? Option A. Verify that either the Molex or SATA cable is connected to the HDD. Option B. Press F12 to check the boot order and select the proper HDD to boot from. Option C. Check disk management to see if the system drive is recognized. Option D. Boot into recovery mode and run a boottrek fix MBR command to fix the MBR that's preventing the PC from booting. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, training recently hired a new graphic designer. You have been asked to install a new high-end PCIe X16 graphics card into one of the standard corporate workstations so the new designer can get to work. After installing the card, you attempt to power on the computer. The computer makes some odd noises when you press the power button, but the monitor displays the words "No source." What is most likely the issue? Option A. The graphics card installed in the workstation was defective. Option B. The processor in the workstation isn't powerful enough to support the card. Option C. The workstation is overheating due to the graphics card. Option D. The workstation's power supply isn't powerful enough to support the card. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you are troubleshooting a laptop's display for a customer. The customer states that parts of the picture remain on the screen even after a full shutdown or reboot. You update the device drivers and recalibrate the display, but the problem remains with the laptop's display. Which of the following is most likely the problem with the display? Option A. Distorted geometry. Option B. Dead pixels. Option C. Burn in. Option D. Incorrect device drivers. Correct answer is option C. Next question is what does VDI stands for? Option A. Virtualized Data Infrastructure. Option B. Virtual Desktop Infrastructure. Option C. Virtual Desktop Integration. Option D. Virtual Desktop Instances. Correct answer is option B. Next question is a penetration tester wants to build a workstation that will be used to brute force hash digests. Which of the following is the best option to ensure sufficient power and speed to crack them? Option A 7200 RPM HDD. Option B multi-core CPU. Option C dedicated GPU. Option D integrated GPU. Correct answer is option C. Next question is Jason's cell phone company allows him to use his smartphone as a wireless hotspot with his laptop when traveling. Jason notices that if he runs a speed test from his smartphone, the cellular connection is 8761 kbps. If he runs the same speed test connection from his laptop connected to his cell phone over its wireless hotspot, the speed drops to 243 kbps. Which of the following is the most likely cause for the drop in the speed test results? Option A. The wireless hotspot feature is throttling the cellular connection speed. Option B. The laptop is out of range of the smartphone's hotspot. Option C. The smartphone's RFID signal is low. Option D. The SSID for the wireless hotspot is not being broadcast. Correct answer is option A. Next question is your company has decided to move all of its data into the cloud. Your company is concerned about the privacy of its data due to some recent data breaches that have been in the news. Therefore, they have decided to purchase cloud storage resources that will be dedicated solely for their use. Which of the following types of clouds is your company using? Option A. Public. Option B. Community. Option C. Private. Option D. Hybrid. Correct answer is option C. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is which of the following statements about the 5.0 GHz wireless frequency used by Wi-Fi is correct? Option A. The 5.0 GHz frequency is more effective at penetrating solid surfaces than 2.4 GHz. Option B. The 5.0 GHz frequency supports lower data rates than 2.4 GHz. Option C. The 5.0 GHz frequency has more channels available than 2.4 GHz. Option D. The 5.0 GHz frequency has a shorter wavelength that allows the signal to travel further than 2.4 GHz using the same power level. Correct answer is option C. Next question is a network technician needs to connect two switches. The technician needs a link between them that is capable of handling 10 Gbps of throughput. Which of the following media would best meet these requirements? See the options. Option A, B, C, and D. Correct answer is option B. Fiber optic cable. Next question is your friend just noticed their smartphone's battery is running low. Unfortunately, your friend isn't very knowledgeable about computers and smartphones, so they don't know what type of charging cable they need. They know their phone is running iOS 15. What kind of cable does your friend need to change their phone? Option A. To charge their phone. Option A. Lightning. Option B. Micro USB. Option C. USB-C. Option D. Mini USB. Correct answer is option A. Next question is training just installed a new web server within a screened subnet. You have been asked to open up the port for secure web browser on the firewall. Which port should you set as open to allow users to access this new server? Option A 143, Option B 21, Option C 80, Option D 443. Correct answer is option D. Next question is which of the following network devices is used to put each connected network host to its own collision domain? Option A hub, Option B access point, Option C repeater, Option D unmanaged switch. Correct answer is option D. Next question is which of the following is used to connect Cat5e or above network in an MDF or IDF? Option A 110 punch down block. Option B RJ11. Option C 66 punch down block. Option D F type. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which of the following types of display connectors uses a Thunderbolt cable and was designed as a competitor to HDMI? Option A DVI, Option B VGA, Option C eSATA, Option D DisplayPort. Correct answer is option D. Next question is your office is located in a small office park and you are installing a new wireless network access point for your employees. The companies in the adjacent offices are using wireless BGN routers in the 2.4 GHz spectrum. Your security system uses the 5 GHz spectrum, so you purchased a 2.4 GHz wireless access point to ensure you don't cause interference with the security system. To maximize the distance between channels, which set of channels should you configure for use on your access points? Option A 1611, Option B 2610, Option C 1713, Option D 369. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is which of the following technologies could be used in an unlicensed long-range fixed wireless system? Option A microwave, Option B cellular, Option C NFC, Option D Bluetooth. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which of the following types of hard drives would be used in a gaming laptop to increase the system's boot up performance while providing a large amount of storage at a lower overall cost? Option A optical drive, Option B hybrid drive, Option C magnetic drive, Option D SSD. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following network performance matrix is used to represent the round trip time it takes for a packet to be sent by a device to a server and then a response received from that destination server? Option A. Bandwidth. Option B. Throughput. Option C. Latency. Option D. Jitter. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which of the following settings must be enabled on a mobile device to embed the GPS position into a photograph when using your device's camera? Option A. Location services. Option B. Security profile. Option C. MDM. Option D. FDE. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, Training's graphic designer is having an issue printing full page color images using an older color laser printer on the network. The graphic designer can print smaller images such as full page vector graphic logos, but if they attempt to print a full page bitmap photo, the printer will print only 60% to 70% of the page and then fail. The vector images are less than 100 MB in size, but the larger bitmap photos can be 400 MB to 800 MB in size. Which of the following is the most likely reason for the print failure of the photos? Option A. The printer is running out of memory. Option B. The graphic designer is not printing using PCL. Option C. The connection to the print server is timing out. Option D. The printer is low on black toner. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, an employee's laptop has become warm to the touch and does not sit evenly on the table during use. You turn the laptop over and see the case bulging into a slightly rounded shape. What is the most likely cause of this issue? Option A. RAM is defective. Option B. Battery is defective. Option C. Wireless card is defective. Option D. Keyboard is defective. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following types of networks would be created if a wireless access point, a microwave link, and a satellite link were combined in a mesh? Option A. WMN. Option B. WAN. Option C. LAN. Option D. PAN. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a customer is complaining that they cannot connect to the local network shared drive. You run the command ipconfig all from their workstation and it returns an IP address of this. Which of the following is the problem with this workstation? Option A. The workstation couldn't reach the proxy server. Option B. The workstation couldn't reach the gateway. Option C. The workstation couldn't reach the DNS server. Option D. The workstation couldn't reach the DHCP server. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, Suzanne has a 3-year-old iPad. The iPad used to get 8 hours or more of uses before running out of a battery, but now it only lasts 30 to 60 minutes between charges. Which of the following actions should be taken to repair this device? Option A. Replace the charging port. Option B. Install the latest version of iOS. Option C. Replace the battery. Option D. Turn on airplane mode to reduce battery consumption. Correct answer is option C. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is, you are troubleshooting an issue with an impact printer in an automotive service department. The printer has begun to print unevenly. As the print head goes from left to right across the page, the printout goes from darker to lighter. What is the most likely cause of this issue? Option A. Clogged print head. Option B. Worn out printer ribbon. Option C. Broken feed assembly. Option D. Defective ribbon advance mechanism. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the port cluster. Using the image above, which of the following correctly indicates the port labeled as A? Option A. PS2. Option B. SPDIF. Option C. USB. Option D. Firewire. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicates the circled area? Option A. Front connector. Option B. PATA connector. Option C. Audio connector. Option D. SATA connector. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following devices should you purchase for a child if you want them to be able to read books and magazines but you do not want them to be able to surf the web or play games? Option A. Tablet. Option B. Laptop. Option C. E-reader. Option D. Smartphone. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the port cluster. Using the image above, which of the following correctly indicates the port labeled as B? Option A. PS2. Option B. USB. Option C. Firewire. Option D. SPDIF. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following writing standards should be used when installing Ethernet cabling in an office or data center? Option A. RS-232. Option B. T568B. Option C. RJ11. Option D. RG6. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, what is a tool that would allow you to easily identify a network cable that was not labeled in the wiring closet during its installation? Option A. Punch down tool. Option B. Multimeter. Option C. Tone generator and probe. Option D. Cable tester. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, Training is upgrading its wired network from an older Cat5e network to a Cat7 network. The network technician has run out of patch cables and asks you to create a straight-through patch cable. Which of the following tools is used to connect an RJ45 connector to a patch cable? Option A. Punch down tool. Option B. Cable stripper. Option C. cable tester. Option D, crimper. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is, which of the following technologies is often used indoors by companies to locate a shopper's position in a store and provide them time-sensitive offers or discounts? Option A, Bluetooth. Option B, cellular. Option C, Wi-Fi. Option D, GPS. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, what type of wiring standard is used with POTS? Option A, F-type. Option B, ST. Option C, RJ45. Option D, RJ11. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, your boss asked you to generate a simple square code that can be easily scanned by a smartphone to access a pre-configured website address or link. Which of the following technologies would best meet these requirements? Option A, barcode. Option B, NFC chip. Option C, smart card. Option D, QR code. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the port cluster. Using the image above, which of the following correctly indicates the port labeled as H? Option A, DVI. Option B, SATA. Option C, Firewire. Option D, USB 3.0. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, training has decided to use a PaaS solution to host their training courses. The service charges are based on the number of students enrolled in the courses each month. Which type of cloud computing concept is being demonstrated by this pricing strategy? Option A, metered service. Option B, resource pooling. Option C, rapid elasticity. Option D, synchronization apps. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, Jason's cell phone company advertises that they offer unlimited data. The internet at Jason's studio was not working today, so he turned on his mobile hotspot to upload the videos recorded today. Initially, the data transfer was occurring without any issues, and Jason observed that his data was uploading at 25 Mbps. After 20 to 30 minutes, though, the speed of the connection dropped to only 0.125 Mbps. Which of the following is the most likely cause for this drop in the speed during the upload process? Option A, the smartphone's battery has been depleted. Option B, the smartphone's 802.11 radio is broken. Option C, the smartphone reached the data cap for the month. Option D, the smartphone is undergoing a DDoS attack. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, Suzanne sees streaks of toner across her papers when printing documents using the laser printer in her office. What is the most likely solution for this problem? Option A, change the feed rate of the paper. Option B, clean the printer's transfer roller. Option C, replace the toner cartridge in the printer. Option D, increase the temperature of the fusel element. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, a client has asked you to build a computer to use as part of their home theater HTPC system. The HTPC will use primarily to stream videos in their living room and must have a small form factor to fit into their entertainment center next to their surrounded sound system. Which of the following motherboards would be the best choice for an HTPC system? Option A, ATX. Option B, ITX. Option C, Micro ATX. Option B, Mini ITX. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicates the circled area? Option A, main board power. Option B, fan power. Option C, NVMe connector. Option D, CPU power. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, an administrator arrives at work and is told that network users are unable to access the shared drive on a Windows server. The administrator logs into the server and sees that some Windows updates were automatically installed last night successfully, but now the network connection shows limited with no availability. What rollback action should the technician perform? Option A, web browser. Option B, server's NIC drivers. Option C, antivirus updates. Option D, server's IP address. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you want to buy a new computer that will allow you to run at least 3 virtual machines VMs at the same time to practice for your CompTIA exams. You also know the future that you would like to set up a virtual ethical hacking lab with numerous VMs to study for the CompTIA Pain Test Plus exam. Which two of the following components is the most important to upgrade if you want to simultaneously run numerous VMs? Option A, CPU. Option B, NIC. Option C, GPU. Option D, RAM. Option E, SDD. Option F, HDD. Correct answer is option A and option E. Next question is, which of the following services does Apple use for syncing their data across multiple Mac OS and iOS devices? Option A, Google Drive. Option B, OneDrive. Option C, iCloud. Option D, Dropbox. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, a customer tried to install a PCIe X8 expansion card into a PCIe X16 slot on the motherboard. While the expansion card fits into the slot without any issues, it does not perform as the customer expected. How fast will a PCIe X8 expansion card run if installed in a PCIe X16 slot? Option A, the card will run at X4 speed. Option B, the card will run at X1 speed. Option C, the card will run at X8 speed. Option D, the card will run at X16 speed. Correct answer is option B. Next question is a technician at training in is troubleshooting an issue with a workstation. The technician believes that the CMOS battery needs to be replaced based on the symptoms they observed. Which of the following symptoms did the technician likely observe to lead them to this conclusion? Option A. Continuous reboot. Option B. Incorrect date time on the workstation. Option C. Distended capacitors. Option D. Burning smell. Correct answer is option B. Next question is the video editor at training has submitted a trouble ticket stating her editing workstation makes a loud clicking noise whenever she editing videos for an upcoming course. You initially thought the system fans were causing the noise. You have replaced the fans, but the noise continues to be heard when applications are loaded or the videos are being edited. Which of the following actions should you perform next? Option A. Perform a system restore. Option B. Scan the system for viruses. Option C. Perform a full backup of the hard disk. Option D. Replace the hard disk. Correct answer is option C. Next question is which of the following technologies uses 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz frequencies to determine your location indoors based on the signal length received or the angle of arrival of that signal to the mobile device? Option A. Bluetooth. Option B. Cellular. Option C. Wi-Fi. Option D. GPS. Correct answer is option C. Next question is this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicates the circled area? Option A. PCIe X1. Option B. PCIe X16. Option C. PCIe X4. Option D. PCIe X8. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is a customer called the service desk and complained that they would not reach the internet on their computer. You ask the customer to open their command prompt, type in config, and read you the IP address. The customer reads the IP as this. What is the root cause of the customer's issue based on what you know so far? Option A. Their workstation cannot reach the DNS server. Option B. Their workstation cannot reach the default gateway. Option C. Their workstation cannot reach the web server. Option D. Their workstation cannot reach the DHCP server. Correct answer is option D. Next question is your company is currently using a 5 GHz wireless security system. So your boss has asked you to install a 2.4 GHz wireless network to use for the company's computer network to prevent interference. Which of the following cannot be installed to provide a 2.4 GHz wireless network? Option A 802.11g. Option B 802.11b. Option C 802.11 AC. Option D 802.11N. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which of the following resources is used by virtual machines to communicate with other virtual machines on the same network but prevents them from communicating with resources on the internet? Option A, DNS. Option B, virtual internal network. Option C, virtual external network. Option D, network address translation. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, a technician needs to upgrade the RAM in a database server. The server's memory must support maintaining the highest level of integrity. Which of the following type of RAM should the technician install? Option A, ECC. Option B, non-parity. Option C, SODIMM. Option D, VRAM. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you just replaced a failed motherboard in a corporate workstation and returned it to service. About an hour later, the customer complained that the workstation is randomly shutting down and rebooting itself. You suspect the memory module may be corrupt and you perform a memory test, but the memory passes all of your tests. Which of the following should you attempt next in the troubleshooting this problem? Option A, remove and reset the RAM. Option B, verify the case fans are clean and properly connected. Option C, reset the BIOS. Option D, replace the RAM with ECC modules. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you have been asked by training to build a specialized computer that will be used exclusively for running numerous virtual machines simultaneously for their lab environment. Which of the following should you install to best meet the company's needs? Choose two options. Option A, 1 TB SSD. Option B, 8 GB of DDR3. Option C, Intel i9 with 8 cores. Option D, 64 GB of DDR4. Option E, 1 TB HDD. Option F, Intel i3 with 2 cores. Correct answer is option C and option D. Next question is, a customer is upset that their laptop is too slow during the boot up process and when loading programs. The laptop is configured with an Intel i7 processor, 16 GB of RAM, a 500 GB HDD operating at 5400 RPM, and a dedicated GPU with 8 GB of RAM. Which of the following upgrades should you install to best increase the system's performance? Option A, 2 TB HDD. Option B, 512 GB SSD. Option C, 32 GB of RAM. Option D, integrated GPU. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you have been asked to replace the processor in a workstation. You remove the old processor, install the new processor into the motherboard slot, attach the heatsink and attempt to power on the workstation. The workstation boots up, but after a minute, the computer shuts itself down. Which of the following steps did you most likely forget to perform? Option A, you forget to attach the power cables to the case fans. Option B, you forget to close the ZIF socket. Option C, you forget to apply thermal paste to the processor during the installation. Thermal paste. Option D, you forgot to replace the RAM with parity memory. Correct answer is option C. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, which of the following protocols operates over port 137 by default? Option A, NetBIOS. Option B, LDAP. Option C, RDP. Option D, IMAP. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, due to a global pandemic, your company decides to implement a telework policy for its employees. Unfortunately, the company doesn't have enough time to issue laptops and smartphones to each employee. The Chief Information Officer (CIO) has decided to allow employees to use their laptops and smartphones when conducting their work from home. Which of the following technologies should be implemented to allow the company the ability to manage the employees' mobile devices, provide security updates, and perform remote administration? Option A, NVMe. Option B, GSM. Option C, CDMA. Option D, MDM. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, which of the following cloud services provides access to docs, sheets, drives, and other productivity tools using a subscription-based pricing model? Option A, iCloud. Option B, Google Workspace. Option C, Microsoft 365. Option D, iTunes. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, Training's multifunction laser printer recently had a paper jam. An employee pulled the paper out of the rollers to clear the jam. Unfortunately, the device still has a paper jam error displayed on the screen and will not print. You have been called to fix this issue. Which of the following should you attempt first? Option A. Verify the paper path and its sensors are not blocked. Option B. Replace the pickup rollers. Option C. Update the drivers on the print server. Option D. Replace the toner cartridge. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you are troubleshooting a storage issue on a customer's computer. During the computer's operation, you hear a loud rhythmic sound. Which of the following storage components is likely failing? Option A, HDD. Option B, M.2 PCIe. Option C, SSD. Option D, RAM. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a user submits a trouble ticket for their laptop. The user states that every time they move the laptop from one place to another, the system loses power and shutdowns. You have examined the laptop fully and then removed and reinstalled the hard drive, RAM, a ribbon cable to the LCD, and the battery, but the laptop is still shutting down whenever it is moved. Which of the following is most likely causing the issue with this laptop shutting down? Option A, laptop is unplugged. Option B, laptop is overheating. Option C, failed CMOS battery. Option D, battery connection is loose. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, which of the following type of hard disk drives would provide the best performance in a gaming workstation? Option A, 5400 RPM. Option B, 15,000 RPM. Option C, 10,000 RPM. Option D, 7200 RPM. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you have been asked to provide some training to training system administrators about the importance of proper patching of a system before deployment. To demonstrate the effects of deploying a new system, Without patching it first, you ask the system administrators to provide you with an image of a brand new server they plan to deploy. How should you deploy the image to demonstrate the vulnerabilities exposed while maintaining the security of the corporate network? Option A. Deploy the system image within a virtual machine. Ensure it is an isolated sandbox environment, then scan it for vulnerabilities. Option B. Deploy the vulnerable image to a virtual machine on a physical server. Create an ACL to restrict all incoming connections to the system. Then scan it for vulnerabilities. Option C. Deploy the image to a brand new physical server, connect it to the corporate network, then conduct a vulnerability scan to demonstrate how many vulnerabilities are now on the network. Option D. Utilize a server with multiple virtual machine snapshots installed to it. Store from a known compromised image, then scan it for vulnerabilities. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, which of the following is not categorized as wearable technology? Option A. Fitness monitors. Option B. Phablets. Option C. VR headsets. Option D. Smartwatches. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, John connected his MacBook to the corporate network and is trying to print off the office's large network printer. John notices that the print job is failing to print. The other employees in the office are having no issues printing from their Windows workstations. Which of the following should be done to resolve John's issue? Option A. Install the print drivers for OS X on the print server. Option B. Enable Bonjo on John's MacBook. Option C. Start the print spooler on the print server. Option D. Install and enable the OS X printing option on the network printer. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the port cluster. Using the image above, which of the following correctly indicates the port labeled as I? Option A. PS2. Option B. RJ45. Option C. DB9. Option D. RJ11. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you are at the grocery store. At the checkout, you slide your credit card through the payment terminal and then sign your name to authorize the charge. Which of the following did you most likely use to make this purchase? Option A. Touchpad. Option B. Bluetooth reader. Option C. NFC device. Option D. Signature pad. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you have been asked to troubleshoot a digital projector in the home theater in your neighbor's basement. Your neighbor attempted to replace the projector's bulb, but after running a few minutes, a message appears on the screen and the projector turns itself off again. Based on these symptoms, what are the most likely causes of the projector continually turning off after just a few minutes of usage with a new bulb? Select two options. Option A. The brightness needs to be increased. Option B. The cooling fan needs to be cleaned or replaced. Option C. A higher lumen bulb must be installed. Option D. Incorrect video resolution setting. Option E. The bulb's life counter needs to be reset. Option F. The video driver on the media player needs to be updated. Correct answer is option B and option E. Next question is, you just bought a new car and want to use the built-in stereo to make and receive calls on your smartphone. Which of the following should you perform to connect your smartphone to the car stereo? Option A. Pairing the device. Option B. Enabling NFC. Option C. Installing the device drivers. Option D. Enabling Wi-Fi. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you have been asked by training to build a specialized computer that will be used exclusively as a gaming machine for beta testing some new video games they are developing. Which of the following should you install to best meet the company's needs? Select four options. Option A. 7.1 Dolby Sound audio card. Option B. Liquid cooling. Option C. 1 TB HDD. Option D. Dedicated video card with GPU. Option E. CPU with integrated GPU. Option F. 512 GB SSD. Correct answer is option A, B, D and option E. Next question is, you are building a virtualization environment to host public-facing servers that must connect to the internet. This will require that you install several secured Linux distributions as VMs. The VMs need to have access to a virtualized network and communicate with the host operating system and the internet. Which of the following types of network connections should you configure for each VM? Option A. Internal. Option B. Private. Option C. Localhost. Option D. External. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A+ 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, which of the following would installing a multi-core CPU achieve? Option A. Accessing shared folder on a server. Option B. Increased video speed. Option C. Increased performance and overall processing. Option D. Increased video editing speed. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which of the following operating system cannot be installed as a guest inside of a virtual machine on a Windows 10 laptop running VirtualBox? Option A. Red Hat Linux. Option B. Mac OS. Option C. KLI Linux. Option D. Windows 8. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you are configuring a print server on the network. Which type of IP address should you configure it with? Option A. Static. Option B. Dynamic. Option C. Link local. Option D. API PA. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, Jason left his smartphone in his car while running into a convenience store to grab a cold drink on a sunny day. When he got back to the car, his smartphone would not turn on. Which of the following issue most likely occurred? Option A. The smartphone has no connectivity. Option B. The battery is depleted. Option C. The smartphone is overheated. Option D. The digitizer is broken. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, what is the sixth step of the CompTIA troubleshooting methodology? Option A. Document findings. actions and outcomes. Option B. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Option C. Verify full system functionality and, if applicable, implement preventative measures. Option D. Test the theory to determine the cause. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you are working as a network technician and have been asked to troubleshoot an issue with a workstation. You have just established a theory of probable cause. Which of the following steps of the CompTIA troubleshooting methodology should you perform next? Option A. Verify full system functionality. Option B. Identify the problem. Option C. Test the theory to determine the cause. Option D. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which of the following wireless networking technologies is commonly used to connect a mouse to a laptop to create a PAN? Option A. NFC. Option B. Microwave. Option C. Wi-Fi. Option D. Bluetooth. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you are configuring a new server for a client. The client has purchased 5 1 TB hard drives and would like the server's storage system to provide redundancy and double fault tolerance. Which of the following configurations would best meet the client's requirements? Option A. RAID 10. Option B. RAID 5. Option C. RAID 0. Option D. RAID 1. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, an Android user recently cracked their screen and had it replaced. If they are in a dark room, the phone works fine. If the user enters a room with normal lights on, then the phone's display is dim and hard to read. What is most likely the problem? Option A. Low battery. Option B. Faulty ambient light sensor. Option C. Defective display. Option D. Auto brightness is enabled. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you see some fading across your papers when printing things using a laser printer. The black color appears to be more faded than the other colors on your document. What is the best solution to this problem? Option A. Change the feed rate of the paper. Option B. Replace the toner cartridge in the printer. Option C. Increase the temperature of the fusor element. Option D. Clean the printer's transfer roller. Correct answer is option B. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, you have just finished building a Windows server, installing its operating system, updating its security patches, formatting a dedicated data partition, and creating accounts for all of the company's employees. What is the next thing that must be configured to provide users with the ability to access the data contained on the server's data partition? Option A. Print server. Option B. Audit logging. Option C. File sharing. Option D. RAID storage. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which type of wireless network utilizes the 5 GHz frequency band and reaches speeds of up to 54 Mbps? Option A. 802.11 AC. Option B. 802.11a. Option C. 802.11b. Option D. 802.11g. Option E. 802.11n. Option F. 802.11ax. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following types of USB connections can support data rates of up to 12 Mbps? Option A, USB 2.0. Option B, USB 3.0. Option C, USB 3.1. Option D, USB 1.1. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, which of the following tools is used by a technician to remove the jacket or sheathing from a wire when building a cable? Option A, punch down tool. Option B, cable tester. Option C, cable stripper. Option D, crimper. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, Sally just purchased a new iPhone and AirPods to listen to her music. After setting up the new iPhone, she can get online and watch YouTube, but her wireless headphones aren't working. Which of the following is most likely the problem? Option A, Bluetooth is not enabled. Option B, Wi-Fi is not enabled. Option C, cellular is not enabled. Option D, the phone is in airplane mode. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, what type of services can allow you to get more storage and more resources added to the cloud as fast as possible? Option A, rapid elasticity. Option B, metered services. Option C, measured services. Option D, resource pooling. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you are signed up for a web-based appointment scheduling application to help you manage your new IT technical support business. What type of solution would this be categorized as? Option A, IaaS. Option B, PaaS. Option C, SaaS. Option D, DaaS. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicate the circled area? Option A PATA connector. Option B, port cluster. Option C, front connection. Option D, AGP. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, a company has just installed a VoIP system on its network. Before the installation, all of the switches were replaced with three-layer multi-layer switches to allow for the VoIP devices to be placed on separate VLANs and have the packets routed accurately between them. What type of network segmentation technique is an example of? Option A, compliance enforcement. Option B, HoneyNet implementation. Option C, separate public-private networking. Option D, performance optimization. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, a company wants to ensure that its mobile devices are configured to protect any data stored on them if they are lost or stolen. Which of the following should you enable and enforce through their MDM? Option A, remove backups. Option B, enable OS updates. Option C. Full storage encryption. Option D. Enable SSO. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are building a virtualization server that runs on Windows Server 2016. The server will host multiple virtual machines, each with a different operating system. Which type of hypervisor should you select for this environment? Option A. IaaS. Option B. Bare metal. Option C. Type 2. Option D. Type 1. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicates the circled area? Option A. PCIe X16. Option B. PCIe X4. Option C. PCI. Option D. AGP. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, your son has a gaming laptop in his bedroom. He loves his laptop since it allows him to take it over to his friends' houses when desired. But his laptop only has one USB port. When he gets home, though, he prefers to use a USB mouse, keyboard, and webcam when playing games on his laptop. He only has $20 saved up but wants to buy a device that would allow him to connect all three of these peripherals with one USB connector. Which of the following do you recommend he purchase? Option A. Docking station. Option B. Thunderbolt. Option C. Port replicator. Option D. USB 4 port hub. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, training wants to create a DNS record to enter KDIM or SPF information into the domain name system to help prevent from spam coming from their domain. Which type of DNS record should be created? Option A. PTR. Option B. SOA. Option C. TXT. Option D. SRV. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which type of RAID should be used for a virtualization server that must have the fastest speed and highest redundancy level? Option A. RAID 1. Option B. RAID 10. Option C. RAID 0. Option D. RAID 5. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, an employee is complaining that their workstation is not booting into Windows when they reboot their machine. You notice that during the reboot, the system is loading into a PXE based OS. What should you do next? Option A. Reboot PC to determine if it will boot from the HDD. Option B. Boot into recovery mode to fix the boot order. Option C. Press F12 to boot into boot mode and select the correct device. Option D. Boot to BIOS and select the HDD from the boot order. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A+ 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, an employee is complaining that their workstation is not booting into Windows when they reboot their machine. You noticed that during the reboot, the system is loading into a PXE based OS. What should you do next? Option A. Reboot PC to determine if it will boot from the HDD. Option B. Boot into recovery mode to fix the boot order. Option C. Press F12 to boot into boot mode and select the correct device. Option D. Boot the BIOS and select the HDD from the boot order. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, when using an impact printer, what is used to transfer the ink to a piece of paper? Option A. Inkjet cartridge. Option B. Toner. Option C. Ribbon. Option D. Filament. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which of the following devices would allow you to control and provide input commands to multiple servers within the same server rack using a single set of input devices? Option A. Touchpad. Option B. Keyboard. Option C. Mouse. Option D. KVM. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicates the circled area? Option A. Front panel connector. Option B. Audio connector. Option C. USB connector. Option D. PATA connector. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you are building a Bitcoin mining workstation that will have multiple graphics cards, lots of memory, and an octa-core processor. This computer is expected to generate a lot of heat during its operations. Which of the following solutions would most efficiently dissipate all of the heat produced? Option A. Passive heat sink. Option B. Liquid cooling system. Option C. High RPM fans. Option D. Replace the power supply with a more efficient model. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, your company has an office in Boston and is worried that its employee may not reach the office during periods of heavy snowfall. You have been asked to select a technology that would allow employees to work remotely from their homes during poor weather conditions. Which of the following should you select? Option A. VPN. Option B. VLAN. Option C. IDS. Option D. NAT. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, what type of connector is used to terminate a coaxial cable? Option A. F-type. Option B. RJ11. Option C. DB9. Option D. RJ45. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, which of the following technologies could be used in a licensed long-range fixed wireless system? Option A. Bluetooth. Option B. Wi-Fi. Option C. Cellular. Option D. NFC. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, a workstation is having intermittent issues and continues to receive system errors or freeze. You believe that the problem is being caused by the workstation's motherboard not getting the proper amount of power to it, and you want to perform a test to confirm your theory. Which of the following tools should you use to determine if the proper amount of power is being supplied to the motherboard? Option A. Cable tester. Option B. Multimeter. Option C. Loopback plug. Option D. Postcard. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, John is a small business owner who is always running between meetings. He wants to buy a device that will let him quickly and easily see his email notifications, view his instant messages and chats, and keep in touch with his executive assistant who is back at the office. Which device would best meet John's needs? Option A. Portable hotspot. Option B. Smartwatch. Option C. Fitness monitor. Option D. E-reader. Correct answer is option B. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is, you have just installed a new hard disk drive into your computer, but the motherboard does not recognize it within the BIOS UEFI. You have verified the drive is properly connected to the motherboard and the power supply with the correct cables, but it still is not recognized. Which of the following actions would best solve this problem? Option A. Configure a RAID in the BIOS UEFI. Option B. Format the new hard drive as FAT32. Option C. Update the firmware of the motherboard. Option D. Format the new hard drive as NTFS. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are troubleshooting a computer and your supervisor believes that the issue is with the workstation's RAM. Which of the following symptoms did your supervisor likely observe? Option A. Incorrect data time on the workstation. Option B. Continuous reboot. Option C. Distended capacitors. Option D. Burning smell. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which type of wireless network utilizes the 5 GHz frequency band and reaches its speed of up to 9.6 Gbps? Option A. 802.11a. Option B. 802.11b. Option C. 802.11g. Option D. 802.11ax. Option E. 802.11n. Option F. 802.11ac. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you have just installed a second monitor for a bookkeeper's workstation so they can stretch their spreadsheet across both monitors. This would essentially let them use the two monitors as one combined larger monitor. Which of the following settings should you configure? Option A. Resolution. Option B. Refresh rate. Option C. Extended mode. Option D. Color depth. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you have been asked to configure your neighbor's SOHO network. Your neighbor wants to build a Minecraft server so that all their friends can play together over the internet. When configuring their firewall, where should you place the server? Option A. MAN. Option B. WAN. Option C. LAN. Option D. Perimeter network. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PVQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the port cluster. Using the image above, which of the following correctly indicates the port labeled as C? Option A. SPDIF. Option B. USB. Option C. Firewire. Option D. PS2. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you have been asked to fix a laptop with a screen image that is being displayed upside down. What is the best method to fix this issue? Option A. Replace the integrated GPU. Option B. Replace the LCD panel. Option C. Change the orientation of the screen. Option D. Update the display drivers. Correct answer is option C. Next question is Tom, a student, wants to install Windows and Linux to practice configuring these operating systems as part of his CompTIA Plus studies. His current Windows 10 laptop has a multi-core processor and 16 GB of RAM installed. Which of the following should Tom do? Option A. Install virtualization software and install each OS as a virtual machine. Option B. Buy an inexpensive Windows 10 laptop. Option C. Purchase a Chromebook and utilize cloud-based virtual machines. Option D. Purchase a new high-end gaming laptop with Windows 10 pre-installed. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A+ 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Next question is which of the following refers to using virtual machines as a method of provisioning workstations for corporate users? Option A. SaaS. Option B. VDI. Option C. PaaS. Option D. IaaS. Correct answer is option B. Next question is a technician is building a new computer for training. The technician installs the motherboard, processor, memory, hard drives, and case fans. Then they attempt to connect the cables to the appropriate connections. When the technician powers on the system, the fans spin and the motherboard's LED light up. Unfortunately, the computer does not successfully complete the post and the monitor remains blank. Which of the following did the technician likely forget to connect to the motherboard? Option A. CPU 8-pin power cable. Option B. Motherboard 24-pin power cable. Option C. Case fan 4-pin power cable. Option D. SATA 15-pin power cable. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which of the following is a public IP address? See the options. Option A, B, C and option D. Correct answer is option B. Next question is what is the third step of the CompTIA troubleshooting methodology? Option A. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Option B. Test the theory to determine the cause. Option C. Document findings, actions, and outcomes. Option D. Verify full system functionality and, if applicable, implement preventative measures. Correct answer is option B. Next question is this is a simulated performance based question. If this was in the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop the steps into the proper order from step 1 to step 7. Training's email server is not sending out emails to users who have a Yahoo email address. What is the proper order that you should follow to troubleshoot this issue using the CompTIA troubleshooting methodology? Option A. Identify the problem. Second, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem. Third, implement the solution. Fourth, establish a theory of cause. Fifth, test the theory to determine the cause. Sixth, document findings and actions. Seventh, Verify system functionality. Option B. First, establish a theory of cause. Second, test the theory to determine the cause. Third, identify the problem. Fourth, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem. Fifth, verify system functionality. Sixth, implement the solution. Seventh, document findings and actions. Option C. First, verify system functionality. Second, identify the problem. Third, establish the theory of cause. Fourth, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem. Fifth, test the theory to determine the cause. Sixth, implement the solution. Seventh, document findings and actions. Option D. Identify the problem. Second, establish the theory of cause. Third, test the theory to determine the cause. Fourth, establish a plan of actions to resolve the problem. Fifth, implement the solution. Sixth, verify system functionality. Seventh, document findings and actions. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the port cluster. Using the image above, which of the following correctly indicates the port labeled as E? Option A, VGA. Option B, DVI-D. Option C, DVI-1. Option D, HDMI. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, your son accidentally knocked his laptop off his desk while it was charging. Your son picks up the laptop and notices that the laptop's battery will no longer charge. You begin to troubleshoot the problem to identify the cause. You ensure the laptop is connected to the power adapter and that the power adapter is plugged into a power outlet. But the laptop's battery will still not charge. Which of the following components was most likely damaged when the laptop was knocked off of the desk? Option A, DC jack. Option B, battery. Option C, power adapter. Option D, hard drive. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, which of the following protocols operates over port 143 by default? Option A, RDP. Option B, HTTPs. Option C, IMAP. Option D, POP3. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, training uses a VoIP conferencing solution to conduct its weekly staff meetings. When Jason is talking, some of the employees say it sounds like he is speeding up and slowing down randomly. Tamara is sitting in the office with Jason and she says Jason is speaking at the same rate the entire time. Which of the following network performance metrics would be most useful in determining why the VoIP service is not presenting a consistent pace when delivering Jason's voice over the network? Option A, jitter. Option B, latency. Option C, bandwidth. Option D, throughput. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, Jason wants to order a new gaming laptop for his son for his birthday. The laptop display must support a high refresh rate Hz or 144 Hz. Which of the following types of laptop displays should Jason purchase to meet this requirement? Option A, VA. Option B, IPS. Option C, TN. Option D, plasma. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, a technician has installed an 802.11 in network, and most users can see speeds of up to 300 Mbps. A few of users have an 802.11n network card but cannot get speeds higher than 108 Mbps. What should the technician do to fix the issue? Option A. Roll back the firmware on the WLAN card. Option B. Upgrade the OS version to 64-bit. Option C. Install a vulnerability patch. Option D. Upgrade the WLAN card driver. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, your company's file server is using a RAID 5 configuration. You just received an alert from the server that states that RAID is degraded and that the local disk 0 physical disk 3 has failed. Which of the following is the best way to fix this error? Option A. Format logical disk 0, manually configure a new RAID using the remaining good drives from the RAID 5 and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Option B. Replace the physical disk 3 immediately, rebuild the array, and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Option C. Reconfigure the RAID 5 to a RAID 0 to avoid any downtime. Then rebuild the array during the next authorized maintenance period and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Option D. Schedule an authorized downtime period. Replace physical disk 3, rebuild the array, and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is, your son accidentally knocked his laptop off his desk while it was charging. Your son picks up the laptop and notices that the laptop's battery will no longer charge. You begin to troubleshoot the problem to identify the cause. You ensure the laptop is connected to the power adapter and that the power adapter is plugged into a power outlet. But the laptop's battery will still not charge. Which of the following components was most likely damaged when the laptop was knocked off of the disk? Option A. DC jack. Option B. Battery. Option C. Power adapter. Option D. Hard drive. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, which of the following protocols operates over port 143 by default? Option A. RDP. Option B. HTTPs. Option C. IMAP. Option D. POP3. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, training uses a VoIP conferencing solution to conduct its weekly staff meetings. When Jason is talking, some of the employees say it sounds like he is speeding up and slowing down randomly. Tamara is sitting in the office with Jason and she says Jason is speaking at the same rate the entire time. Which of the following network performance metrics would be most useful in determining why the VoIP service is not presenting a consistent pace when delivering Jason's voice over the network? Option A. Jitter. Option B. Latency. Option C. Bandwidth. Option D. Throughput. Correct answer is option A. Next question is Jason wants to order a new gaming laptop for his son for his birthday. The laptop display must support a high refresh rate Hz or 144 Hz. Which of the following types of laptop displays should Jason purchase to meet this requirement? Option A. VA. Option B. IPS. Option C. TN. Option D. Plasma. Correct answer is option C. Next question is a technician has installed an 802.11 in network and most users can see speeds of up to 300 Mbps. A few of users have an 802.11n network card but cannot get speeds higher than 108 Mbps. What should the technician do to fix the issue? Option A. Roll back the firmware on the WLAN card. Option B. Upgrade the OS version to 64-bit. Option C. Install a vulnerability patch. Option D. Upgrade the WLAN card driver. Correct answer is option D. Next question is your company's file server is using a RAID 5 configuration. You just received an alert from the server that states that RAID is degraded and that the local disk 0 physical disk 3 has failed. Which of the following is the best way to fix this error? Option A. Format logical disk 0, manually configure a new RAID using the remaining good drives from the RAID 5 and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Option B. Replace the physical disk 3 immediately, rebuild the array, and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Option C. Reconfigure the RAID 5 to a RAID 0 to avoid any downtime. Then rebuild the array during the next authorized maintenance period and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Option D. Schedule an authorized downtime period. Replace physical disk 3, rebuild the array, and confirm that the RAID is no longer reporting itself as degraded. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is Natalia just bought a new mobile Android phone, but her current phone is an iPhone. She needs to move all of her phone's existing contacts and appointments from her calendar from her current phone to her new phone. Natalia's iPhone was configured to use her training corporate account to save all her contacts and appointments to their cloud based service. As well, which of the following is the best way to Natalia to migrate her data from her old iPhone to her new Android devices? Option A. Natalia should perform a backup of her iPhone using iTunes on her PC and then import the contacts and appointments from her PC to her new Android device. Option B. Natalia should create a wireless Bluetooth connection between the iPhone and the Android devices and use it to copy her contacts and appointments to the new device. Option C. Natalia should create an NFC connection to transfer all compatible data between the iPhone and the Android devices. Option D. Natalia should log into her corporate email account on the new Android phone and restore her contacts and appointments to the new device. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following devices could be used to extend transmissions of a signal over longer distances by receiving and transmitting a given signal at the lowest cost? Option A, repeater. Option B, firewall. Option C, switch. Option D, router. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which of the following technologies would allow an organization to secure and manage their customer enterprise applications that are installed on a user's smartphone or tablets? Option A, CDMA. Option B, MDM. Option C, MAM. Option D, GSM. Correct answer is option C. Next question is you are at the grocery store. At the checkout, you place your smartphone near the payment terminal to authorize the charge. Which of the following technologies did you use to make this purchase? Option A, NFC. Option B, smart card. Option C, KVM. Option D, Zigbee. Correct answer is option A. Next question is a client's laptop appears to have been infected with malware. You have begun troubleshooting, establishing a plan of action, and have already implemented your proposed solution. According to the best practice troubleshooting methodology, what is the next step you should take? Option A, identify the problem. Option B, document findings, actions, and outcomes. Option C, verify full system functionality. Option D, test the theory to determine the cause. Correct answer is option C. Next question is what is the most common connector type used when connecting a USB cable to back of a printer? Option A, type B. Option B, mini USB. Option C, type A. Option D, micro USB. Correct answer is option A. Next question is training has just installed a web server for a new domain name. Which of the following DNS records would need to be created to allow users to reach the website using its domain name and then redirect clients to the proper IPv6 address for the server? Option A, MX. Option B, A. Option C, AAAA. Option D, SOA. Correct answer is option C. Next question is which of the following types of connectors are used to terminate a coaxial cable for your cable modem? Option A, RJ11. Option B, F-type. Option C, DB9. Option D, RJ45. Correct answer is option B. Next question is Rick has just received a new Google Pixel smartphone and installed all of his favorite apps, including a different style virtual keyboard. After about 6 months of use, he noticed that the smartphone has become slow and the virtual keyboard is not responding properly. When keys are pressed or becomes completely unresponsive, what is the first solution to try to fix this issue? Option A, close the app in the background and restart the app. Option B, soft reset the phone. Option C, clear system cache from recovery mode. Option D, factory reset the phone. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is a customer's hard drive has crashed and needs to be replaced. When replacing the internal 5400 RPM HDD, which cable should you use? Option A. USB-C. Option B. Firewire. Option C. Lightning. Option D. SATA. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which cloud computing concept is best described as focusing on replacing the hardware and software required when creating and testing new applications and programs from a customer's environment with cloud-based resources? Option A. SECAAS. Option B. IaaS. Option C. PaaS. Option D. SaaS. Correct answer is option C. Next question is which of the following technologies is commonly used to inventory the organization's equipment by attaching a tag to the device containing a chip programmed with the asset's data, allowing one-way communication to occur from the tag to the reader? Option A. Zigbee. Option B. NFC. Option C. RFID. Option D. Z-Wave. Correct answer is option C. Next question is what are the dimensions of a micro ATX motherboard? Option A 6.7 inch into 6.7 inch. Option B 3.6 inch into 2.9 inch. Option C 11 inch into 9.6 inch. Option D 9.6 inch into 9.6 inch. Correct answer is option D. Next question is Training's video editing laptop has a defective keyboard. You have been asked to replace the keyboard. What type of cable should be connected to the internal laptop keyboard during your replacement? Option A. Ribbon cable. Option B. ZIF. Option C. SATA. Option D. USB. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which of the following hard drive from factors would be connected to your laptop internally using a micro SATA connection? Option A 3.5 inch, option B 1.8 inch, option C 2.5 inch, option D M.2. Correct answer is option B. Next question is the large multifunction printer in your office is shared between 12 people. Unfortunately, it has stopped working and the technicians have determined it must be replaced. A new printer has been ordered, but it will be 2 weeks until it arrives. The only other printer available in your office is the manager's printer, but it is connected via USB to their workstation. One of the technicians would like to share the manager's printer with the other 12 employees for the next 2 weeks as a temporary workaround. Unfortunately, there are no spare wired network jacks available in the office to connect the printer to the network directly. But there is a wireless access point nearby. Which of the following is the best way for the technician to allow the 12 employees to access the manager's printer? Option A. Purchase a portable wireless print server and connect the printer to it using USB. Option B. Configure a new printer on each user's workstation and point it to the manager's IP address. Option C. Share the printer directly from the manager's computer by creating a share and giving the other employees access right to the share. Option D. Provide a USB thumb drive to each employee so that they can transfer their files to the manager's computer for direct printing. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which of the following devices combine an accurate geolocation system that communicates with a constellation satellites continuously during its operation? Option A. VR headsets. Option B. GPS. Option C. E-readers. Option D. Fitness monitor. Correct answer is option B. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is, which of the following ports should a client use to automatically request an IP address from the server? Option A 123, option B 25, option C 67, option D 69. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, Brenda's workstation continually fails to keep accurate time. She manually sets the date and time within Windows, but the next day the time is inaccurate again. When she leaves work at the end of the day, Brenda shuts down her workstation per company policy. The next morning when she boots up the computer, she must reset the time again. Which of the following is most likely causing the inaccurate time on the workstation? Option A. The desktop's power cable is loose. Option B. The desktop's CMOS battery has failed. Option C. The desktop has inadequate airflow and is overheating. Option D. The desktop's motherboard has a swollen capacitor. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, your child's school issues an Office 365 account to each student to use for their school projects. Your child needs to install the proper software on their Windows 10 laptop for their schoolwork folder to remain synced between the laptop and the cloud service. Which software should you install? Option A OneDrive, Option B AWS S3, Option C Google Drive, Option D Dropbox. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, which network technology is used to prioritize certain types of network traffic over others? Option A ACL, Option B Allow List, Option C QoS, Option D MAC filtering. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, Jason is configuring a virtual machine to run a Minecraft server for his son. The network utilizes a DHCP server for all connected devices. Jason decided to configure the virtual machine with the static IP of this to make it easier to identify on the network. Ever since the static IP was issued, both the virtual machine and a printer on the network have had intermittent connectivity issues. What is most likely the cause of these issues? Option A. The DHCP IP address is expired. Option B. There is an IP conflict. Option C. The virtual machine was placed in the wrong subnet. Option D. The DNS server IP is misconfigured. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, what printer concept is a page description language that produces faster outputs at the expense of quality? Option A. PostScript. Option B. Internet Printing Protocol. Option C. Line Printer Diamond. Option D. Printer Control Language. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you are setting up a cable television in a customer's home. Which connector type should be used to connect the TV tuner to the wall jack when using a coaxial cable? Option A RJ45, Option B ST, Option C DB9, Option D F type. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name onto the proper location on the motherboard. Using the image of the motherboard above, which of the following correctly indicates the circled area? Option A. Front panel connector. Option B. Audio connector. Option C. USB connector. Option D. PATA connector. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which type of technology imitates hardware without relying on the CPU being able to run the software code directly? Option A. Emulator. Option B. Hypervisor. Option C. Virtual machine. Option D. Simulator. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, which of the following statements about the 5.0 GHz wireless frequency used by Wi-Fi is correct? Option A. The 5.0 GHz frequency is more effective at penetrating solid surfaces than 2.4 GHz. Option B. The 5.0 GHz frequency has a longer wavelength that allows the signal to travel further than the 2.4 GHz using the same power levels. Option C. The 5.0 GHz frequency supports higher data rates than 2.4 GHz. Option D. The 5.0 GHz frequency has fewer channels available than 2.4 GHz. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are working at the service desk on your first day as a computer repair technician. You answer the phone and begin to ask the customer about the issue they are experiencing. Which of the following steps of the best practice troubleshooting methodology are you performing? Option A. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Option B. Test the theory to determine the cause. Option C. Identify the problem. Option D. Document findings, actions, and outcomes. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, several users from the sales and marketing department have called the service desk complaining that they cannot access the internet from their workstations. You arrive at the salesperson's workstation, open the command prompt, and enter the command of this. The command returned an IPv4 address this, a subnet mask of this, and a default gateway of this. You attempt to run the command ping, but get the message request timed out displayed 4 times on the screen. You attempt to ping the IP of the salesperson's workstation sitting next to this workstation and receive 4 successful replies from the command. You then try to ping the gateway of this, but again receive the message of request timed out on your screen. Which of the following is most likely the problem with the salespeople's internet connectivity? Option A. This is a DNS issue since you cannot access the internet. Option B. The salespeople are getting API PA addresses from the DHCP server. Option C. The router that connects the sales and marketing department to the rest of the company is not functioning properly. Option D. The wireless access point in the sales and marketing department is not working properly. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are working on a customer's laptop. The image on the display suddenly becomes very dark and hard to see. You attempt to adjust the brightness and contrast of the laptop's display using the special function keys, but this doesn't brighten the display much. You pull out a bright flashlight and can see the image displayed a little better when using it. Which of the following components is most likely faulty and needs to be replaced? Option A, digitizer. Option B, inverter. Option C, LCD panel. Option D, GPU. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, when using a laser printer, what is used to transfer the image to a piece of paper? Option A, toner. Option B, filament. Option C, ink. Option D, ribbon. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, Tim's iPhone was starting to flicker randomly during use. He attempted to turn the phone off and on again to fix the flickering, but it keeps flickering randomly. Which of the following components most likely needs to be replaced in the iPhone? Option A, backlight. Option B, inverter. Option C, display. Option D, converter. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Question is, you are working as part of a PC refresh team installing 150 desktop computers in training's new offices. When you boot up the 72nd desktop you installed, you smell a foul-smelling chemical odor. You sniff the air again and confirm the smell isn't a burning smell. Upon opening the case, which component should you inspect for damage and expect to replace? Option A, system fan. Option B, GPU. Option C, power supply. Option D, motherboard. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following types of data should you transmit over UDP? Option A, attaching photos to an email. Option B, updating your Facebook status. Option C, paying your credit card bills. Option D, streaming videos on Netflix. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, Josie in Human Resources was just issued a new laptop by training. When she plugs that laptop into the network's wall jack and turns it on, she receives an error message. She calls the service desk to report that the error message being displayed states there is an IP address conflict with another system on the network. You are working as a field service technician and have been asked to resolve this error. What should you do? Option A, replace the wired network adapter on the laptop since it is faulty. Option B, configure the laptop's network connection to use DHCP instead of a static IP. Option C, disable the wired network adapter and require the laptop to use the wireless network adapter instead. Option D, choose the new IP address and statically assign it to the laptop. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which of the following is categorized as a public IP address? Now see the options. Option A, B, C and D. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, which of the following components of a laser printer is used to apply an electric charge to the paper so the paper attract toner to it during the imaging process? Option A, pickup roller. Option B, separation pad. Option C, transfer roller. Option D, fusel assembly. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, what type of connector is used to connect to a serial port or external modem? Option A, F-type. Option B, LC. Option C, DB9. Option D, RJ45. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are troubleshooting a Windows 10 workstation for a customer. You have identified the problem and performed a quick backup of the system. What is the next step in the troubleshooting methodology? Option A. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Option B. Document findings, actions, and outcomes. Option C. Test the theory to determine the cause. Option D. Establish a theory of probable cause. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, you are troubleshooting a workstation with your identical memory sticks installed, one in each of the slots labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. The motherboard has a marking near the memory slots that says quad channel support. Based on what you observe, how many channels are being used by the motherboard's memory? Option A, 4 channels. Option B, 1 channel. Option C, 3 channels. Option D, 2 channels. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, as a PC technician, you are on the road most of the day and use a laptop. When you get back to your office at the end of the day, you would like to be able to quickly connect a larger external monitor, keyboard, and a mouse to your laptop through a single USB port to perform additional work on the larger screen. Which type of device should you choose to provide all the functionality above? Option A, port replicator. Option B, docking station. Option C, USB 4 port hub. Option D, Thunderbolt. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is, you want to play computer-based video games from anywhere in the world using your laptop or tablet. You heard about a new product called a Shadow PC, that is virtualized Windows 10 home gaming PC in the cloud. Which of the following best describes this type of service? Option A, PaaS. Option B, DaaS. Option C, SaaS. Option D, IaaS. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, you are attempting to install a full-sized PCIe network interface card into a 1U server, but it is too tall to fit into the machine. Which of the following do you need to install first to install the full-sized PCIe network interface card into the server? Option A, riser card. Option B, SCSI card. Option C, AGP card. Option D, PCIe X16 card. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, you have been dispatched to a customer's office to help them fix their printer. You have asked the customer what the issue is, and the customer states the printer will not work. You ask a few follow-up questions to understand the situation better and ask if any error messages were displayed. Which of the following steps of the CompTIA troubleshooting methodology best describes the actions you are currently taking? Option A, identify the problem. Option B, verify full system functionality and, if applicable, implement preventative measures. Option C, test the theory to determine the cause. Option D, establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and then implement the solution. Correct answer is option A, Next question is Jason is printing out a copy of training's new logo on his color laser printer. When the logo is printed, the blue color does not appear to be the same as the one on the screen. Jason just bought this printer recently and has only printed about 50 pages since installing it. Which of the following problems is most likely being observed by the Jason in the printout? Option A. Misaligned printing on the document. Option B. Double echo images on the printed document. Option C. Faded print on the document. Option D. Incorrect chroma display on the printed document. Correct answer is option D. Next question is which of the following is not a common voltage produced by the power supply of a computer? Option A 12 VDC. Option B 3.3 VDC. Option C 5 VDC. Option D 6 VDC. Correct answer is option D. Next question is which of the following hard drive from factors would support a 15,000 RPM hard drive for us in a desktop computer with a SATA connector? Option A 2.5 inch. Option B 1.8 inch. Option C M.2. Option D 3.5 inch. Correct answer is option D. Next question is you want to create a new mobile application and develop it in the cloud. You just signed up for a cloud-based service provider's offering to allow you to develop it using their programming environment. Which of the following best describes which type of service you have just purchased? Option A PaaS. Option B IaaS. Option C SaaS. Option D DaaS. Correct answer is option A. Next question is which cellular technology is comprised of LTE and LTE-A to provide higher data speeds than previous cellular data protocols? Option A WMN. Option B 5G. Option C 3G. Option D 4G. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. Question is which of the following printer configuration settings controls the overall output characteristics of the print job such as the density of the ink toner on the paper and the speed of the print process? Option A tray. Option B quality. Option C orientation. Option D duplex. Correct answer is option B. Next question is you work for a bank interested in moving some of its operations to the cloud, but it is worried about security. You recently discovered an organization called Cloud Bank that was formed by 15 local banks as a way for them to build a secure cloud-based environment that can be accessed by the 15 member banks. Which cloud model best describes the cloud created by Cloud Bank? Option A Public Cloud. Option B Community Cloud. Option C Hybrid Cloud. Option D Private Cloud. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following should you do before removing and replacing a laptop's lithium ion LiION battery pack? Select 2. Option A place the laptop into sleep mode. Option B shut down the laptop. Option C plug the laptop into the power adapter. Option D unplug the laptop from the power adapter. Correct answer is option B and option D. Next question is training wants to order some new laptops for their video editors. The video editors wants to ensure the display has the best color accuracy when using a 60 Hz refresh rate. Which of the following types of displays should the company purchase to meet these requirements? Option A VA, Option B IPS, Option B plasma, Option C TN. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following ports should you unblock at the firewall if your workstation cannot access this but can access this address? Option A 443, Option B 80, Option C 53, Option D 445. Correct answer is option A. Next question is you are building a gaming PC to support a high-end virtual reality headset. The computer needs a high-end processor, lots of RAM, and a dedicated high-end graphics card. These graphics cards will be installed in one of your expansion slots on your motherboard. Which of the following motherboard connections will most likely be used to connect the graphics cards? Option A AGP, Option B PCIe, Option C USB, Option D PCI. Correct answer is option B. Next question is you have been asked to install a network cable in the crawl space between the ceiling in your office and the roof. You need to choose the right type of cable to ensure you do not violate the local fire code. Which of the following cable types should you choose? Option A shielded, Option B plenum, Option C coaxial, Option D fiber. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following modes of operation will allow a motherboard to create two independent 64-bit pathways to achieve 128-bit of data transfer per transaction from the memory to the CPU? Option A quad channel, Option B dual channel, Option C single channel, Option D triple channel. Correct answer is option B. Next question is which of the following Wi-Fi channels in the 2.4 GHz frequency band are only supported in Japan due to government regulations? Option A 6, Option B 1, Option C 14, Option D 11. Correct answer is option C. Next question is Samantha recently purchased a touchscreen laptop to use for her child to do this to their school work. Her child just came home from school and said that they accidentally dropped their laptop earlier today. Samantha has asked you to troubleshoot the issue. You open up the laptop and turn on the screen. You look over the laptop and the screen appears to have some spiderweb cracks in the panel, but you can still fully see the images on the display. You attempt to operate the laptop using the touch screen and it appears to be fully responsive to your touch. Which of the following components most likely needs to be replaced? Option A inverter, Option B digitizer, Option C GPU, Option D LCD panel. Correct answer is option D. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220 1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is a network technician responds to a customer reporting that a workstation continually loses the connection to the network. The user explains that it occurs randomly and it happens several times throughout the day. Which step of the troubleshooting method should the technician perform next? Option A. Establish a theory of portable cause. Option B. Verify full system functionality. Option C. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem. Option D. Test the theory to determine the cause. Options are Option A. Establish a theory of portable cause. Option B. Verify full system functionality. Option C. Establish a function of action to resolve the problem. Option D. Test the theory to determine the cause. Correct answer is option A. Next question is a user wants to print a spreadsheet horizontally on a piece of paper instead of vertically to fit more columns on a single page. What settings should the user enable on the printer for this print job to achieve this result? Option A. Duplex. Option B. Transparency. Option C. Collate. Option D. Orientation. Correct answer is option D. Next question is you have been asked to develop a solution for one of your customers. The customer is a software development company and they need to be able to test a wide variety of operating systems to test the software applications their company is developing internally. The company doesn't want to buy a bunch of computers to install all of these operating systems for testing. Which of the following solutions would best meet the company's requirements? Option A. Purchase multiple inexpensive workstations and install one operating system that will be used to test the application being developed on each workstation. Option B. Purchase a high-end computer that has a lot of CPU cores and RAM. Install a hypervisor and configure a virtual machine for each operating system that will be used to test the applications being developed. Option C. Purchase multiple workstations. Install a VM on each one. Then install one operating system that will be used to test the applications being developed in each VM. Option D. Purchase one computer, install an operating system on it, create an image of the system, then reformat it. Install the next operating system, create another image, and re-image the machine each time you need to test a different application. Correct answer is option B. Next question is a user is complaining that they are hearing a grinding noise coming from their workstation. You begin to troubleshoot the issue and determine that it is not an issue with the hard drive but is instead caused by the power supply's fan. Which of the following actions would best solve this issue? Option A. Spray the fan with compressed air to remove any dirt, debris, or dust. Option B. Replace the power supply. Option C. Spray a little bit of WD-40 into the fan to lubricate it. Option D. Replace the power supply's fan. Correct answer is option B. Next question is what is the name of a computer system that is designed to perform a specific and dedicated function? Option A. Patch system. Option B. UTM system. Option C. Embedded system. Option D. Legacy system. Correct answer is option C. Next question is Christian is planning on taking a business trip to Mexico in his SUV. He gets into the car, enters the address, and the device plot a route south from Oregon to Mexico. As he begins driving, he notices the GPS states that he is driving south, but his car's compass in his rearview mirror states He is driving north. Which of the following should be done to fix the issue? Option A. Perform the GPS calibration. Option B. Update the maps to the latest version. Option C. Replace the GPS antenna. Option D. Replace the GPS battery. Correct answer is option A. Today we are covering CompTIA A plus 220-1101 Core 1. To find the complete list of questions and answers, please go to the playlist link provided in the description. If you like this content, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Question is, a user is complaining that the touchscreen on their smartphone is not responding to their touch. What is the first step you recommend to solve this issue? Option A. Reinstall the OS. Option B. Replace the defective touchscreen. Option C. Enable and disable airplane mode. Option D. Have the user restart the device. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, which of the following network performance metrics is used to represent variable delay experienced by a client when receiving packets from a sender? Option A. Throughput. Option B. Jitter. Option C. Bandwidth. Option D. Latency. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, training's RAID 5 array consists of three 10,000 RPM 3.5-inch hard disk drives. The RAID is reporting that its health has become degraded. A technician replaces a faulty hard drive in the RAID with a new hard drive that is the same size and model as the previously failed drive. Users are now reporting that access to the shared drive hosted by this RAID is slower than normal. Which of the following is most likely causing the slower performance on the RAID? Option A. The RAID array is rebuilding itself. Option B. I/O caching has been disabled on the RAID. Option C. The technician should have installed an SSD. Option D. The technician replaced the incorrect drive. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, your company is experiencing slow network speeds of about 54 Mbps on their wireless network. You have been asked to perform an assessment of the existing wireless network and recommend a solution. You have been recommended that the company upgrade to an 802.11n or 802.11 AC wireless infrastructure to obtain higher network speeds. Which of the following technologies allows an 802.11n or 802.11 AC network to achieve a speed greater than 54 Mbps? Option A. PoE. Option B. WPA2. Option C. MIMO. Option D. LWAPP. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which of the following cloud computing resources are most important when determining a cloud file storage synchronization application's performance? Option A. Disk speed. Option B. RAM utilization. Option C. I/O bandwidth. Option D. CPU utilization. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, you are building a virtualization environment to practice your penetration testing skills. This will require that you install several vulnerable Linux distributions as VMs. The VMs need to have access to a virtualized network but should not communicate with the host operating system or the internet. Which of the following types of network connections should you configure for each VM? Option A. External. Option B. Internal. Option C. Private. Option D. Localhost. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, a workstation in training's conference room is experiencing an issue when trying to boot up. When the workstation is powered on, the workstation displays an error stating that a bootable device cannot be found. The technician enters the UEFI environment and sees that the hard disk drive is no longer being recognized by the system. The technician shut down the workstation, opened the case, and verified that the memory module and cables are properly connected to the internal hard disk drive. Which of the following is the most likely reason for the workstation's failure to recognize the internal hard disk drive? Option A. There is a mix of DDR3 and DDR4 modules installed. Option B. The workstation is overheating. Option C. The boot order of the devices is incorrect. Option D. The workstation's hard drive is failing. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, your home network has a wireless access point WAP that allows your smartphone and tablet to connect to your internal network. The WAP is connected to a router and a cable modem to provide internet access. A coaxial cable carries the network traffic from the cable modem to the cable company's central office for transmission to and from the internet. Which of the following types of network would best describe this network configuration between your home network and the internet through your cable modem connection? Option A, WAN. Option B, LAN. Option C, PAN. Option D, MAN. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a client has a new two-in-one laptop tablet. Whenever they use the touch screen, the cursor appears to jump to the wrong location and select the wrong icons. If the client connects a USB mouse, there are no issues with using the device. Which of the following should you attempt to perform first to fix this issue? Option A. Recalibrate the touchscreen. Option B. Update the touchscreen's driver. Option C. Disable the touchscreen. Option D. Reinstall Windows 10. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a salesman has been traveling to different businesses all day to give a sales presentation. Each time he starts up his laptop and logs into Windows to show his PowerPoint presentation to the customer. During his second appointment, his laptop lost power and shut itself off abruptly. He arrives at his third appointment and plugs in his laptop to recharge it. When he powers on his laptop, he sees a very low resolution version of his normal desktop. He attempts to change the resolution from 800 into 600 to 1920 to 1080, his normal resolution, but cannot find it in the display settings option inside of Windows. Which of the following could be the cause of this error? Option A. Corrupted or missing display driver. Option B. Corrupted memory module. Option C. Graphics card failure. Option D. Corrupted motherboard firmware. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a user is complaining that there are several black dots located on the screen whenever they open a new web browser or blank word processing document. They can clearly see these black dots on the laptop's display. Which of the following is most likely causing the black dots on the display? Option A. Burn-in. Option B. Keystone effect. Option C. Burn-in. Option D. Distorted geometry. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, this is a simulated PBQ. If you had this question on the real exam, you would be asked to drag and drop a label with the component's name on the top of the appropriate cable's connector. Using the image above, which of the following correctly identifies the fabric fiber optic connector shown as connector A? Option A, SC. Option B, F. Option C, ST. Option D, LC. Correct answer is option A. Next question is, a car dealer recently set up an impact printer in their automotive repair shop. Unfortunately, the printer's output is now starting to crease the paper as it is printed, which can lead to a paper jam during feeding. Which of the following might be causing these issues? Choose two options. Option A, excess paper in the feed path. Option B, the print head needs to be replaced. Option C, incorrect tension setting. Option D, incorrect paper size. Correct answer is option A and option D. Next question is, Thor is working as a contractor for the Department of Defense DoD. To better secure their systems, each laptop is equipped with a device that requires all employees to insert their employee identification badges into the computer to log in. Each identification badge has an electronic chip embedded into the badge. The employee must enter a PIN to unlock the digital certificate stored in this badge to authenticate to the login server. Which of the following technologies is used to read the employee's badge? Option A, barcode scanner. Option B, magnetic reader. Option C, ADF. Option D, smart card reader. Correct answer is option D,